Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Haikyuu to the Top, which is on episode 13. Not to mention, this will be my final recap and my final thoughts on Haikyuu to the Top, which will be the first core. If you guys been doing your research and been keeping an eye on things lately with some news and everything else all together, that's if you ever been doing that, you will understand that the second core, that the second core of Haikyuu to the Top will not be airing until it is actually summer of 2020. That much I could say for certain, etc. But aside from that, let's just get this recap started. But I want to get this out of the way since I don't see this as very important, okay? You know the scene with Kanoka and Ryu-chan, I want to get those out of the way so I can get on to the most important parts. You see here, those two seem to have a nice talk with each other, and Ryu-chan ends up taking a stupid misdirection, and he actually put himself in a stupidity situation. I don't even know why he's still in love with Kyoko-san or Kyoko-chan. I mean, she is cool, but it's not like she's gonna fall in love with anyone anyway. I mean, seriously, man. But aside from that, it looks like Kanoka fella got her heart broken, but she's not here to fall in love, but she's here to win every game, Which I go like, oh, that's what I'm talking about, That's what I want to see. And, etc. We get to see her brother, or should I say cousin in Tokyo that he lives in, etc. That end up having a small talk, giving her a charm, and yeah. And we also get to know about Kanoka, She was called this giant girl back then when she was in elementary with Ryu-chan. But let's get this also in fact that Ryu-chan helped her and got her into volleyball and everything else together and tell her, just keep trying to get over the net when you serve, that kind of thing. And we also get to see Kanoka in the newspaper saying that she's like the freaking star of the show in the Miyagi prefecture in the girls volleyball high school teams, I go like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tall girl knows how to freaking spike, and she's the wing spiker. Let's not forget that. It was shown in there. Alright. That's about it, And they end up seeing each other the next day, and she says, because of you, I don't slouch anymore. So I'm going to show you what I can do. And Ryu-kun is like, you know what? I'm falling behind. I can't lose either. She's like getting the star of the show so far, that kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. But aside from that, yeah, those are just the things I just want to get out of the way before I get to the most important stuff. Okay, here comes the most important things, and I'm pretty sure you guys are freaking like, okay, whatever. But we have to it that Karasuno's coach says, well, I'm going to get this out of the way. In reality, this team, we are facing up against the second place team from this year's inner high prelims, Not to mention, they are known to be Inarizaki High School, representing Hyogo, etc. You could call them the favorites to win this whole damn thing. And we get to know a lot of the players of Inarizaki High School, Inarizaki, Like, number 4, Ojiro Aran. He is known to be the top scorer with both height and power. He's very deadly. Not to mention, he's pretty much Fukuro Dani's Bokuto, He's just outside of being one of the top 3 hitters in all of Japan in high school. Not to mention, when he is on his game, he has the ability to surpass that, so be wary. Not to mention, it's like when we face Ushiwaka, you always need to think about stopping him, getting the ball, and stopping with your total defense. Then we go to number 10, Suna Rintaro. He is known to be the middle blocker. He's actually shorter than most of the middle blockers, but his instincts are on point. Not to mention, he tells he coaches the team. He tells Karasuno, like, make sure you're constantly on him when he attacks. But there's another thing too. He will adapt to you quick, so you best be prepared and look for spaces that you're able to make your shots at. And we go to, of course, we also know that Ojiro and Suna are known to be Inarizaki's main guns or cannons, but the most deadly problem is the setter Miya Atsumu, He is known to be called the best setter of all of high school, And even Kageyama backs this up by saying his setting is so consistent and they don't waver. That much I can tell you. And we also see to it that Karasuno's coach says there's another thing. Well, his setting isn't the only thing we have to watch out for, and it's his serves. His freaking serves are very deadly. I mean, he's been dual wielding his spikes a lot with the serves, you know? Sometimes he could go from a jump spiking serve to a jump floater serve, and that alone is deadly, and because of that, he is known to be the best server or setter in inner middle and inner high tournament, you know? And there's another problem. Next day, we also see that he has a twin. Pretty much, even if you manage to contain Miya Atsumu, his twin brother, Osamu, will make up for him. Which goes like, okay, looks like to me, we're gonna have more than just an issue around here, you know? They're known to be the best twins in high school volleyball scene, if anything, etc. Also, we get to see their captain of Inarizaki High, you know? Kita Shinsuke? Shinsuke? Yeah, I know. You guys might be thinking, what the hell's wrong with you? Say his name properly, you idiot. Hello! It sucks for me that I suck at pronouncing certain names, but that's how humans are nowadays, okay? So, give me a break. But, yeah. Aside from that, we see to it that Miya and Tobio does have a little small talk with each other, but not before, like, Tobio does say that Hinata's a sucky guy, but he's not weak, so we'll be fine. And it looks like to me the kind of like face he gives out is saying, alright, I better watch out for you then, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't seem to show it, but he's hiding behind it, you know? But aside from that, it looks like to me, looks like Atsumu and Osamu seems to have a lot of fans, just like almost like Oikawa, but not to that point. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. Aside from that, the match begins, of course, but not before, like, when he's serving, he literally just put up, like, Miya ends up putting up his hand like this or something, and tells him a silence. Like, he just wants total quietness. But, you know, because I think there were two girls freaking, like, annoying him because they were cheering for him, but his serves, oh my gosh, man. I just saw that serve right now. Oh, Lord, man. He just literally blew it out of the park. I'm not blew it out of the park, but blew it so hard that Nishinoya and Ryukun did not have the chance to respond. It's like first time Oikawa making his serve, you know, that kind of thing. You guys get the point. You know what I'm talking about here. But aside from that, he does give a freaking nasty, angry expression, telling the girls in a silent manner, "Don't freaking disturb me again, you dimwits." And we also see to it that, like, that he makes his second serve, but it went out of the park, but barely. I mean, it still went out, but barely. So it was kind of his mess ups. But aside from that, it looks like to me like there's another problem that Cross was going to be having. You know, Inazuraki's freaking cheering team and band team, they seem to be booing Asahi when he's like making his serves, you know, which is a way to like break the person's concentration, that kind of thing. We've seen it. Let's not deny it. We've seen it in so many high school competitions, from football, soccer, and anything else, you know. People will start booing, like, boo, 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 just to, like, break their concentration or to mess them up, you know, that kind of thing. I go, like, yeah, how freaking annoying. I mean, let's not deny it, okay? We all been through high school or college and sports or something. We will see that all the time. And it's a dirty trick, but it's another way to win. Tell me about it, right? But aside from that, either way, Asahi messed up his serve, whether if it's because of his own way to, like, because he's not concentrating correctly or something else. But yeah, aside from that, Asahi messed up his serve, and Inarizaki messed up their serve, and all of a sudden, Hinata was supposed to make a hit, but he was actually experimenting with how far he could jump. That's when the Miya brothers realizing that they're experimenting with us, you know? He goes like, are they really experimenting when they're playing against us? And we see Fukuro Dani and then some other school and then Hoshimizu having to watch Hinata, etc. And we have to it that Miya goes like, you know, I figured Tobio-kun was the kind of guy who marched to the beat of his own drum. But I guess he's just as bad as I thought he is, you know? Etc. And we see to it that Karasto and Inazuraki are getting ready to fight each other. Is getting ready to possibly fight each other. But obviously from the get-go, they always been prepared. But we'll have to see. Because Inazuraki, I mean, Miya serves. My dear lord, he's not some simpleton. But let's not forget, it was also foreshadowed about his setting skills with his team, which shows that he's not something simple as usual, you know. But aside from that, yeah, the episode ends off with like Karasuno and the two players, the Miya brother twins, staring at each other, getting ready to getting ready to slaughter each other. Well, in the match, that is. Let's not forget that. But aside from that, yeah, the way how it ended, we will not see that match until summer 2020. I'm like, what the living motherfucker? Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, they're not kidding. They're slapping me two ways. Right and left, saying, ha, 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 ha. Guess you're gonna have to wait until, like, summer 2020. Yeah, very cringy what I just did, right? Yeah, I've always been cringy anyway. But, aside from that, it was a pretty fun episode. And Miya, man, he wants really total silence and no one disturbing him. Otherwise, he's like, I'm gonna kill you kind of face, kind of way, you know? But, you know, another problem is Inazuraki's band and cheering team, you know? The fact that they're gonna start booing everybody on Karasuno, it's gonna really be very bothersome. But we'll have to see, because, you know, sometimes having to have a lot of distraction of noises could get them stronger, and that nothing could get in their way, you know, and get used to it. So, yeah, guess we're about to find out, right? I mean, like, let's not forget Inazuraki. I mean, like, they must be a very tough school. I mean, I don't know how fair or well they might do against Shiro Torizawa, but if I remember correctly, that this team, Inazuraki, they alone freaking, like, placed second in the inner high prelims. So, they're not a joke. That much I can say for sure. We all know that. I mean, we're about to find out their true strength and how deadly they are. I mean, let's not forget Karasuno did face Shiro Torizawa in 5 sets, and they struggled, but they still won. Let's see how they're going to fare against Inazuraki, who they're only going to play against 2 sets instead of 5, you know? So, this ought to be interesting, and Karasuno, start flapping your wings, sharpen your beaks, and sharpen your senses, and Hinata, freaking make sure you hit the damn ball, dude. Okay, I think I'll stop here, you know? I'm looking forward to the match between Karasuno and Inazuraki High in the second quarter in summer 2020. Makes me want to buy a volleyball and just hit it, you know? But guess we'll have to see. So, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zitto. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!